Southampton home match in August and sent off Fabian Schär. Remember that. Also did Everton away last month. VAR, Chris Kavanagh, Eddie Smart and Nick Greenhalgh are the assistants. We're underway on BBC Radio Newcastle and NUFC TV. It's Newcastle United against West Ham at St James's Park. Monday night football, and a win will take Newcastle, who've kicked off and have the ball, win a free kick on the far side, up to 6th in the table. Chance to climb the Premier League from 9th position. And looking for a 3rd Premier League win in a row for the first time since September last year. Lloyd Kelly, long ball into the West Ham half. A couple of headers away by the Hammers. Kelly nods it forwards into midfield. Kilman to Somerville with his top-knot hair and black gloves on, short sleeves. Back to Fabianski, straight out to Lewis Hall, who brings it under control, turns away from Jared Bowen. They spent time together with England during the break. Now Longstaff in midfield, back to Hall. Little turn away from a couple of claret and blue West Ham shirts. Now white shorts and socks for the Hammers outfield players. And now Lloyd Kelly.
Joe Linton started on this right side, Gordon on the left.
Let's see if they switch, but good spot. Kelly back to Pope in the 6-yard box. Now Schär, Livramento on the outside, into the centre of midfield. Joe Willock, nice take, and a ball knocked forwards for Livramento. In behind for Isak to run onto into the area. Isak goes for goal at the near side.
Yeah, well played. Great play out from the back. Angle was always tight. He had to take it first time. He had 2 claret and blue shorts closing them down. As I say, the angle wasn't great for him.
Defender had a head start on Isak, who
movement's great again though, isn't it?
The angled ball from Livramento into the box, but difficult position to get the shot away. And Willock did well to set Livramento on his way from midfield. 0-0 in the 3rd minute. Bruno header in the centre. Isak on his chest to Gordon, back to Isak. They almost got away. West Ham regained possession, then Schär beats Mikel Antonio to the ball, and Longstaff to Bruno. Good desire from Newcastle early on, the work rate to win the ball back. Now West Ham have it, intercepting on the far side, Wan-Bissaka, and Bowen plays it back to Wan-Bissaka. It's lifted forwards by Todibo. Nobody there for West Ham. Pope comes out of his box, left-hand side, and then square ball to Schär, back over to Kelly. Isak in the centre circle, in between 2 centre-halves. It goes wide left to Gordon, now on for Willock. Isak in the middle. Willock trying to use his speed. Todibo makes a good challenge. And Wan-Bissaka up the line, gets it back. Souček forwards. Kelly, good strength. Shoulder to shoulder with Mikel Antonio, and Antonio for West Ham, you don't often see that, eased out of it. Well played, Kelly. Hall on halfway, 0-0. Back to Kelly, Antonio chasing, stabbed back to Nick Pope by Kelly, and Schär making his way towards halfway. The diagonal ball, look at the space for Gordon, and a great ball from Schär to find him. They've got 4 in the box. Gordon on his right, squares it, and it's dealt with in the middle, and Bowen up to Antonio, and around the corner, and Carlos Soler on the West Ham break. Somerville in the middle. Here go West Ham into the final third. Carlos Soler tries to thread it through for Somerville's run. Pope comes and picks it up.
Far too heavy, wasn't it? Good break though.
It's a good break by Newcastle, and then equally so from West Ham. Lewis Hall for Isak in behind. Isak into the area, 1-on-1. Isak dinks it past the goalkeeper and scores brilliantly, but the flag has
looked
gone
offside, didn't he?
On the near side from the assistant referee. As a matter of course, VAR will check. Isak got away. It's a lovely dink to beat Fabianski, but offside is the call from the assistant.
I don't think he is. I think he's onside.
Well, it's just a question of when the ball is played. Isak in the middle, in between two centre-backs.
Great finish, brilliant finish.
Doesn't count, no goal. It looked tight, but just as the ball was being played, he'd got ahead
decision, no goal.
Of the last defender. He got everyone
I love
excited
that. We've been
there.
back playing for 45 seconds and they go, VAR decision, no goal. Really?
Well, anyone who's gone inside to the concourse will be able to hear that, won't they? They're in the queue for a pie or something. So Isak offside, doesn't count. Early goal for Newcastle ruled out. We're in the 6th minute, and Anthony Gordon on the attack up the left wing. Willock, Isak wants it in the middle again. Willock slips as he crosses, and Kilman for West Ham with a block and then a clearance.
Wasn't a difficult ball to play, was it?
Now well taken down by Bowen. Hall has won it. Gordon tries to wriggle free, so going to be a free kick for West Ham on the far side. Gordon pulling down Antonio.
Yeah, I mean, good break, Joe Willock. He's trying to play it with the outside of his right boot. Gotta go with his left foot.
Fabianski to this near side. Header on by Emerson, straight to Livramento. Middle of the West Ham half. Wide right to Joelinton. Into the area to Livramento. Goes around one defender, then it's cleared by Kilman. Cher with a header on. Longstaff down to Joelinton. Up to Livramento, inside towards Isak, stabbed away. Bruno picks up the loose ball in the middle of midfield. 0-0. Willock already had the ball in the net, and Isak certainly beating the West Ham defenders for pace. Gordon, left corner of the area, doesn't put the cross in. Back to Bruno, wide to Hall, near to the touchline. Bruno in more central position, gets it from Hall. Longstaff, and then wide to Lewis Hall again, but they're going backwards with the ball now. Newcastle on to Bruno. Kelly next to the centre circle, square to Cher, everyone behind it for West Ham. Newcastle with Fabian Cher having a look. Livramento making a run in behind. It goes short to Joelinton, away from Somerville, and now Hall on to Gordon, 20 yards out. Gordon cuts inside away from Bowen. Anthony Gordon hits it.
Oh, hesitated, didn't he?
Souček makes the block, and Cher back to Pope from inside the West Ham half. On top though, it's been the one West Ham break on the counter, but otherwise all Newcastle. And Isak with the disallowed goal, and another effort that went wide. Bruno, back of the centre circle, passes it to Hall, and he comes inside to Kelly. Having a think here, Lloyd Kelly, about what to do. Considered the diagonal ball to Livramento. Instead it's Hall. Gordon stretching, can't control. West Ham have possession through Bowen into Newcastle's half. A good run by Jared Bowen, inside and then outside. Finds Antonio near the corner. Dangerous cross in by Antonio, and Livramento heads it behind.
Yeah, he needed to be in there on the end of that, Antonio, didn't he? Had Somerville coming in round the back. What was he? 5'7", 5'8".
Emerson, the left back from the near side. 9 minutes played. The West Ham corner, outswinger. Every Newcastle player in the box, and there's a line of 6 of them on the 6-yard line. Here's the corner, good header, and into the bottom corner from Thomas Souček. And Newcastle, having had a goal disallowed for offside, have now conceded. West Ham corner, delivery from Emerson. Souček with the header. Newcastle United 0, West Ham United 1.
Well, it's awful marking. Nobody picks him up at all. It's the free header. Nobody in a black and white shirt actually moves when that corner kick comes in.
First goal of the game goes to number 28, Thomas Souček.
You know who their danger men are at set pieces. He's all on his own. It's Kelly that's got him.
He starts off behind another player, it might be Kilman, and then when he moves, Souček's got the space to then plant a free header on the ball. And 1-0 to the Cockney boys, sing the West Ham fans. Positive start, but now they're going to come from behind.
They've totally dominated the ball, but it's poor defending. It really is.
Hall and Gordon combine. Sliding challenge from West Ham. Bowen, now Somerville, edge of the box. Good run, slaloming run from Somerville. Wide to Antonio, kept in on the goal line. Still Mikel Antonio. Kelly with a block, then a follow-up shot from Lucas Paquetá that Newcastle scrambled clear. Well, they don't look settled or set at the back, having given it away after the kick-off. West Ham with their 1-0 lead against the run of play. A huge lift for them. Kilman back to the goalkeeper. Isak wanting other players to come with him and close down and press, but by the time he gets to Fabianski, the ball is sent forwards. Wan-Bissaka heading on to Antonio, inside away from Kelly. Bowen edge of the area, back to Antonio. Kelly makes a challenge on the floor.
Another corner kick.
Corner for West Ham on the far side, the opposite side from to the one that led to the goal.
Goal's given them a lift, hasn't it?
Well, they have to defend this one in a manner that is better than the last one. It's Emerson to take it again. Last one was an outswinger. This one will, if he whips it in, will swing in, but Somerville wants it short, and it does go short to Somerville, and then it comes back into midfield. Carlos Soler with the cross, headed out for a throw in the near side.
Yeah, good header away, Sean Longstaff.
BBC Radio Newcastle 1-0 down. Lucas Paquetá. Kilman in his own half. Again, Isak a bit frustrated that he seems to be the only player really chasing down and pressing. Bruno now out of midfield, putting pressure on Todibo. It goes back to Fabianski. And Livramento header forward. Joelinton behind the halfway line. Lucas Paquetá came in and nicked the ball. It went out for a throw.
It's never a free kick. He went looking for the free kick. He's won the ball.
Once the free kick, he's rolling around. Referee's gone to check on him. And the fourth official, Tony Harrington, is getting an earful from Julian Lopetegui, the West Ham manager.
Maybe it was a free kick. Maybe it was.
Eddie Howe told to get back from the touchline into the technical area. Fabian Schär from the edge of Newcastle's box, given away. It's a crossfield ball that's gone straight to Jared Bowen, and then Kelly intercepts Bowen's through ball, edge of the area, plays it to the feet of Hall up the line, and Willock let it run, but it ran out rather than onto Gordon. Started well, conceded, and then they've had a dodgy 5 minutes, Newcastle. Somerville chests and slips, passes it into midfield towards Lucas Paquetá. Bruno challenging, forces West Ham to play it backwards. Todibo to Lucas Paquetá, Longstaff all over him. Now Emerson clipped forwards, Antonio misses it, Kelly brings it down. Hall 15 yards from halfway. Bruno in the centre circle, holds off Carlos Soler, and Longstaff to Joelinton. Isak wanted a first time ball, now it comes in. Header from Wan-Bissaka to Willock. Joe Willock, that's a good chance.
Big chance.
And Joe Willock, right footed shot from the 18-yard line, left side, has got a cross goal and wide.
Yeah, an awful header from Bissaka. Cross whipped in by Joelinton, and it's a poor header from the defender. comes to Willock, gets it out of his feet, doesn't get any bend on it, does he? Just hits it straight. It's a long way wide in the end.
You would feel that he should do better in that situation. Longstaff and Hall exchange passes in midfield on the far side, shared to Livramento. Newcastle 1-0 down in their own half. Here's Bruno away from Carlos Soler, who was on the bench for both of Paris Saint-Germain's Champions League matches with Newcastle last season. Joined West Ham on loan this summer. Lewis Hall, good cross from their left-hand side that Emerson has to stab behind because Joelinton was coming in at the back stick.
Yeah, they don't look great at the back. The shape of the back's not great, West Ham.
Livramento was going to potentially take a short corner, but he has left it for Hall, who jogs across to the near side. 16th minute, Livramento goes into the middle. Everybody back for West Ham?
Yeah, I mean, in swinging corner, big boy's gone forward.
West Ham scored from a corner. Can Newcastle? Hall's delivery. Joelinton caught by Fabianski in front of the goal line. Seemed to hit him on the knee.
Yeah, got nothing on it, did he really? Just seemed to hit him.
Aaron Wan-Bissaka out wide. Then Wan-Bissaka and Willock collide. Referee says that was just a coming together. Julien Lopetegui flings his arms out. Thinks that should have been a West Ham free kick. Meantime, Bruno to Livramento. Brilliant first touch. Livramento still has it wide right. Edge of the area. Has to come back to share next to the centre circle. Now Bruno. Joelinton on the touchline. Gets it from Bruno. Isak edge of the area. He's actually offside at the moment. Inside it goes. Short ball to Livramento. Back wide to Joelinton. Up the line for Livramento. Keeps it in with a cross. Not a good header from Emerson. Longstaff to Joelinton. Good turn. Then again. Keeps possession. Livramento to Bruno. Sticks it in. Isak on his chest. Isak shoots, but it's over the top. It's a corner though. Took a deflection. And it's going to be on this near side. Eddie Howe has to boot the ball up the touchline, a spare ball to get Newcastle started. And because he left his technical area, he's getting told off again.
Well, they're not allowed to touch the ball, are they? Players
No,
are the only ones that are allowed to touch the ball.
Lewis Hall, another left-footed corner from the near side. Here it is, to the back post, and Kelly, goal kick.
Yeah, got nothing on it, did he? Deeper corner this time. Beyond the back post, Kelly's coming in. Just doesn't get good contact on the ball.
So 1-0 down here on BBC Radio Newcastle. It's been a strange match so far. It started well, goal disallowed, and now on the goal line Fabianski took a massive risk next to the post with Isak right on top of him. And wrestling going on halfway between Antonio and Kelly, and nothing given by the referee.
He's letting everything go, isn't he, the referee?
What about the goalkeeper then?
Oh,
Dallied on it, and Isak right on top of him. I think it went under Isak's foot and along the goal line, wide of goal. West Ham kept possession. Livramento up the line. Isak right wing at the moment. Tries to deliver across. It takes a big deflection, and Fabianski comes to land on the ball near the penalty spot.
yeah, goalkeeper's trying to play from the back. Dear, oh dear. Here they go again.
20th minute at St James's Park. Kilman back into the box to Fabianski. Isak goes on the chase into midfield. Lucas Paquetá, centre-back Jean-Claire Todibo, right-sided centre-half for West Ham. Up to Antonio, around the corner for Bowen, tight to the touchline. Given away, Gordon. Good challenge by Todibo, but Willock's got it back. And then West Ham regain possession, intercepting Joe Willock's pass. 1-0 to the Hammers, who've won once away this season. It was at Crystal Palace. Carlos Soler, Spanish international. Lucas Paquetá, nice return ball. Play their way around Newcastle. Somerville skips in from the left wing and then gives it away to Share at the edge of the area. Did the hard bit. Didn't have the end product. Longstaff fouled on the edge of Newcastle's
Oh, he gives
box.
this one, thankfully.
West Ham looked like they'd pinched it, but the referee's whistle went pretty quickly. Free kick for United, and Julen Lopetegui is losing his temper again on the touchline.
Oh, he's got lucky, because he just poked the ball through his legs.
And Lopetegui has now been yellow carded. West Ham could make a case that every decision that has gone against them has been incorrect.
Yeah.
So you have to feel for the manager, because if it was Newcastle, the frustration would be, I mean, this place would be deafening with the anger. So Lopetegui into the Pook, Hall, long ball forwards, but nobody there. It's gone out for a throw though, about in line with the edge of the West Ham box, so Newcastle can push up. I mentioned earlier, it'd been a funny game, and a good start, then the West Ham goal then sort of lost its way a bit.
Yeah, I mean, we started really well. We started confidently, good energy. The goals knocked us back a little bit.
West Ham goal kick, Joe Willock with a block on a ball intended to go up the line. West Ham brought players back, and then they've left 4 on halfway, and there's a huge gap in the middle of midfield, and the goal kick straight onto the head of Bruno. Willock out to the left wing, but out of play. That's what Brighton do. They have players near the goalkeeper for the short ball out from the back, one in the middle, and then everybody else pushed right up.
Yeah.
So there's a huge gap. Newcastle won the ball back on that occasion, couldn't make anything happen. Now a pass from Antonio into the corner, which Crescencio Somerville, the Dutch winger, gets onto ahead of Livramento. Back to Carlos Soler, inside to Lucas Paquetá. Bowen, Carlos Soler, edge of the box, wide.
Good move. How good. Couple of nice little one-touch passes there, wasn't it?
Newcastle have a player down. It's Joe Willock. And Fabian Schär is helping him to his feet as the referee.
I think it was Schär who clattered him, actually. No, it was Sean Longstaff that clattered him.
So he was sliding in to try to block the shot. He took Willock out. Jason Tindall is talking to Joe Linton at the moment on the halfway line. And Joe Willock needs some medical attention here. He's so unlucky with injuries. This would be incredibly unfortunate if he got hurt badly by his own player. Doesn't look in a good way. Not quite sure where the problem is. In the meantime, 24th minute, West Ham leading 1-0. Players come across to the touchline. Eddie Howe having a word with Alexander Isak in particular. It's Joe Willock's left leg.
Yeah, he's been unfortunate. It'd be freakish, this as well, because it's his own player that's taken him out.
West Ham players have come over to the touchline to get a water bottle. The manager has got his defenders huddled in together. Joe Linton actually listening into the West Ham conversation. He's standing next to Julen Lopetegui, trying to pick up some tactical information. Lopetegui has a smile, gives him a pat on the shoulder. Joe Willock helped up to his feet. Newcastle have Sandro Tonali warming up in the corner. Willock is limping quite heavily, but hopefully we'll be able to shake that problem off. 1-0 to West Ham. Thomas Souček header from Emerson's corner after Isak with a goal disallowed for offside for Newcastle. They're going to try to get Joe Willock back on, Ando.
Yeah, hopefully he's okay. He's just jogging down this touch line, back to the halfway line.
Got to stay off for at least 30 seconds after receiving treatment on the pitch, so they have 10 men at the moment, Newcastle. A header from Joe Linton out to the near side. Emerson keeps it in. Livramento took it down beautifully, and then a back pass towards Pope. He gets there before Antonio. Pope's clearance hangs up near towards halfway. Lucas Paquetá, great first touch. Joe Linton then came in round the side.
Tackle from behind though, isn't it?
The Newcastle frustrations are that he did get his toes on the ball, but
it's the same as
yeah.
Got to be consistent. What a touch it was, though.
Joe Willock is back on, and on BBC Radio Newcastle. Newcastle United trail by a goal to nil. Back to Fabianski. They look really good in the opening few minutes as well. On the attack, getting the better of West Ham. The ball's in behind. Here's Bruno. Joe Linton wanted a quick one played over the top. It's instead to Longstaff, right side of central midfield. Antonio slides in, wins it fairly. Joe Linton on Antonio. He's got to be careful. He's on 4 yellow cards. Another one means he gets suspended. It's a free kick.
I don't know why Sean Longstaff's having a go at the referee, because Antonio's won the ball as clean as you want. He's got to be just sharp at what he does.
No further punishment for Joe Linton. Free kick is on the left, 5 yards into Newcastle's half. Lucas Paquetá into the box, shares header. Hall comes across to head away. Carlos Soler, big deflection on his volley, and Livramento hooks it up the line. Joe Linton with Emerson behind him, and another West Ham player comes in. Joe Linton wins a throw. Out of Lucas Paquetá, who's also on 4 yellow cards. Fabian Schär for Newcastle likewise. Kelly still in the United penalty area, the Newcastle United penalty area. Gordon turns, looks for Willock up the line. Souček wins it, clips it forwards. It's actually stayed in, and Antonio beaten to it by Kelly. He's done well physically against Antonio so far. Now Schär, 28 minutes, looking to pull level Newcastle. Longstaff onto Joe Linton. Livramento on the outside. At edge of the final third, Joe Linton's ball towards Longstaff. Took a touch off Lucas Paquetá. Emerson keeps it in now on the line. And West Ham managed to clear it from the goal line here. It's onto the thigh of Fabian Schär, down to Joe Linton, back to Kelly on halfway.
Antonio's shorts ripped straight down the front.
Livramento, space for Joe Linton on the near touchline. Still has it on the outside to Livramento. Chance to deliver.
Ball.
It's a good cross. Willock with a touch. Isak takes it down, edge of the area. Gordon now lifts it in. Anthony Gordon, Longstaff with a header caught by Fabianski.
Comfortable on it. To be fair, there was no pace on the ball, was there? Had to try and generate a bit of pace. It was just a dinked ball in there.
Rolled out by Fabianski towards Todibo. Gordon was straight out to him. The defender played it forwards towards a black and white shirt. And Newcastle have possession. Pressure from Gordon leading to that error. Joe Linton, 15 yards out. Livramento to Bruno. Away from Lucas Paquetá. Schär inside to Kelly, front of the centre circle. And Hall. Gordon available wide, comes back inside to Kelly. Schär could get it here and does. Goes forwards with his first touch, then another. Carries it Fabian Schär. Rolls in Livramento. Good ball. Now the cross. Isak took a touch. Half cleared. Back with Livramento. Joe Linton. 20 yards out. Given away by Joe Linton. Carlos Soler He's overrun it, and Livramento's got it back, thankfully. Bruno in the middle of the West Ham half, looking for a forward ball. It's Longstaff, wide to Livramento, forward for Bruno. Can he keep it in? Kept it in, prevented
just
the
hasn't
goal
got the
kick.
legs, has he?
It's a throw.
Hasn't got the legs to get on the end of that.
Referee's telling Mikel Antonio to change his ripped shirt. And they've got him another one. He's taking his time. Referee
He's got to go after.
Wants him to get, telling him to go off to do it.
Why?
Well, there are rules, aren't there?
Oh, some of them are ridiculous, though.
Antonio got his new shirt on.
Does he have to stay on for 30 seconds as well?
Straight back on. West Ham have given the ball away to Newcastle after their throw. Bruno, that's good.
Oh, he's in.
Willock for Hall, 20 yards out. Hall, deep cross. It's too deep.
Unlucky.
Goal kick, and West Ham still lead 1-0.
Yeah, just a little bit too heavy, a little bit too much on the cross. Good build-up again, though.
What do they need to do to get back into the match, John Anderson?
Just keep doing what they're doing. Just keep playing.
And you don't rate West Ham defensively, do you, based on what
No,
you've
I think
seen
they'll give you
tonight?
chances.
Well, there's a scrap and a battle for the ball on the far side of the pitch. Newcastle come away with it. They've done well. Longstaff now for Hall and Gordon. 5 yards in from the touchline. Bruno in left central midfield. Cher, Livramento wide right. That's where it goes. He stayed on side. Back to Cher. First time cross whipped in. Another ball that didn't really give players a chance. And it actually went out before coming back in. 33 minutes on the clock. Thomas Souček's header, the only goal in the 10th minute after Alexander Isak had one disallowed. Fabianski, goal kick. Bruno with a header, goes backwards. Kelly hooks it. Fabian Schär had to be alert to that, get across to the other side of the penalty area. Did get there, plays it to Nick Pope. Long ball by Pope. Joelinton, great take on the chest. Got up high, brought it down. Now to Isak, back to Joelinton. Oh, he could have played it through for Willock. He's instead gone towards Gordon. And Wan-Bissaka
huge hole,
in.
massive hole. Just play it in it.
Could see the run, and he was away, and nobody would have caught Joe Willock had the ball come. They do have a throw, Newcastle, from the left side to the right side. Joelinton tries to come infield, then goes on the outside. Strong play, cross is blocked. Lucas Paquetá takes over. Joelinton stops him getting up the line and wins it back. And Longstaff with a challenge, and it's Newcastle's throw. Out off Lucas Paquetá, Livramento to Bruno, crowd responding. Isak back to Bruno, it's away from him, he reacted well, keeps possession with a pass to Cher. Now Kelly in the centre circle, 1-0 down, but this is good. Lewis Hall, brilliant run into the area. Lewis Hall! It would have been a wonder goal from Hall, and he's adamant that it took a touch, but it's goal kick only. And now the referee's coming across to the touchline, and I'm not sure why. It looks like it's a problem with some of his equipment or communications. That was a great run by Hall, though, wasn't it? Cut inside, dropped his shoulder, and took off.
Yeah, he just drilled it, didn't he? Just needed a touch as well. Anybody gets a touch on that's flying into the back of the net. Just cut inside.
Craig Pawson's had his wire reinstated, sorted out, and we're playing again. West Ham on the attack, a rare attack for West Ham, but they have the 1-0 lead. Joe Willock makes a challenge, stops Aaron Wan-Bissaka making further progress, and the throw on the far side of the pitch. Newcastle's chances have been there, but you could hear the frustration in your voice, Ando, when Joe Linton didn't play that through ball to Willock.
There was a huge hole, huge gap.
West Ham wide right, Wan-Bissaka to Souček. It's his third goal for West Ham at St James's Park over the years. Crescencio Somerville takes a touch, passes it inside to Carlos Soler in the middle of midfield. Souček dropped in at centre-back at the moment. And on the ball, and Carlos Soler forwards, away from Joe Linton, Somerville to Emerson. And Joe Linton intercepts, looks for Livramento, gets away from Emerson, strong play, and Livramento, Isak wants it. Livramento just hesitated, and Isak had run offside. It's a Newcastle throw, and Joe Linton takes it for Longstaff. Sticks a cross in, it's not a bad ball, Anthony Gordon on and here's Willock following up, blocked. Hall on his chest into the area, but Bowen wins it back, heads to the corner, and evades a challenge, and now West Ham can come away. Trip by Isak on Bowen, free kick for West Ham. Longstaff's flat ball in was misjudged by a defender. Gordon got onto it, shot was blocked, and then Willock on the follow-up blocked as well. West Ham attacking, having taken the free kick. Somerville 5 yards outside the area, looking for Aaron Wan-Bissaka.
Oh, what a tackle!
Unbelievable challenge, and away from Somerville. He's having a storming game, Livramento, and the forward ball towards Isak that Fabianski clears straight at Joe Linton. Goalkeeper's off his line. Bruno now for Gordon, and back to Bruno looking for Willock. Well, they started really well, conceded. Then it was a bit of a dodgy spell from Newcastle, but they're really on top now. And Longstaff looking for Joe Linton, cut out by Emerson. Kilman, the big West Ham centre-back, into Carlos Soler in midfield, and Souček down under a challenge from Bruno, free kick. What about those two chances, Gordon?
Two big chances, wasn't it? Defender got it all wrong, and then it's come back to Willock. Defender was brave, wasn't he? Threw himself in the line of it. Great tackle to start it all off, though. Livramento, brilliant.
It's been fantastic tonight. Kieran Trippier back on the bench, as is Callum Wilson. West Ham taking, in the view of Newcastle fans at St James's Park, many of them, an annoyingly long time over their goal kicks and free kicks from Fabianski.
They're not taking that long.
The whistles start though after just a couple of seconds, don't they?
Yeah.
Here's Bruno away from Carlos Soler. Good run from Bruno. Oh, couldn't find Isak. Cut out by Kilman. Too close to the defender, but the right sort of ball. Now Bowen through the legs of Longstaff, just outside Newcastle's area. Somerville stopped by Livramento. Who else? Livramento comes out wide and wins a throw. Share with a forward ball. Lucas Paquetá got his head to it. Jared Bowen from outside the area.
Good hit, always rising though.
Clears the crossbar, not by too much, but off target. Bowen. Still 1-0 to West Ham on BBC Radio Newcastle. Gordon flicks it up the line. Nobody was behind him. And there are, remaining in the first half, 6 minutes. Puts whatever gets added on. Fabianski, edge of the area, drags it away from Gordon, plays it out to Todibo. Did well, the goalkeeper. Then Bruno pinches it back. Strong play from Bruno, and what a ball! Isak in the penalty area. Isak wide. Oh, how has that not gone in the net? Bruno ball over the top. Isak on his chest, and as the keeper came out, he pushed it past Fabianski with his left foot, but wide of the post.
Expected to see the net bust, didn't you? Might have been offside, actually.
Would have needed the lines drawn on the screen, and it might have been. Great take under pressure, and he's just dragged it wide. 4 goals in his last 4 matches, scored in each of them. 1 disallowed, and a big chance there. Newcastle still trail West Ham in the first half here at St James's. Bruno has got a man on, plays the ball out towards Joelinton, who is on the left wing at the moment. Isak right wing, Gordon in the centre. Joelinton stabs it through for Hall, who hangs up the cross, but a deflection takes it into the hands of Fabianski at the near post.
Yeah, they switched it around, haven't they? Gordon's come to this left side.
Wan-Bissaka up the line, Bowen into the centre, nobody there for West Ham. Fabian Schär onto it. Now what has he got in terms of options? Clips it wide left, Joelinton in the corner. Wan-Bissaka missed it. Joelinton with the cross, Gordon lifts it up and onto the roof of the net.
Not too sure what he was trying to do. Was he trying to lift it back into the middle?
So the goal kick is going to come from the boot of the defender, Max Kilman. 40 million from Wolves in the summer. Fabianski now forwards into the centre of the park, straight to Bruno, down on his thigh, tripped by Antonio. Free kick rolled quickly to Longstaff, got 2 on him, finds Gordon. Now Bruno facing the West Ham goal, wide to the near side, Antino Livramento. Gordon on the right side now, having switched with Joelinton. Bruno into the box, Emerson away. And now Schär on the halfway line as Kelly and Antonio collide, and Lloyd Kelly goes after Michail Antonio.
Yeah, there's been a little bit in that, hasn't it?
Joelinton, Newcastle on the attack, close to the edge of the box, wins a throw off Bowen. Schär to Willock, trying to bend it in behind the full-back here, and Wan-Bissaka's nodded it behind for a corner. And Isak has got the ball. Will they take a quick one? Jared Bowen gets in the way. Anthony Gordon jogs back over to the far left corner to deliver this for Newcastle, who could do with scoring now before half-time. They're 1-0 down. They've been on top. Kelly near to the back post, Isak standing next to the goalkeeper on the line. Nobody front post for Newcastle. Hall in the penalty area. Livramento staying back. Referee has spotted something that he doesn't like. And is sorting it out. It's Isak near to the goalkeeper and Carlos Soler. 44th minute. Willock made the run for the short corner. Bruno now makes his way into the 6-yard box. Gordon curls it in. Fabianski punches. Hall on the near side gets after it. Antonio behind him. Ball played back to Livramento and then hung up into the area.
Keeper's ball.
Too close to the goalkeeper in the area that Fabianski's controlling. And then a big overarm throw to Antonio on the near touchline. Chests it down. Plays it back to Kilman. Ball chipped forwards. Emerson straight to Gordon. Bruno. And Antonio through the middle. Too straight and too
much pace on it
for Bowen. Big throw.
Bowen's let him run.
That's a great throw from Nick Pope, but Jared Bowen switched off, and Lewis Hall was able to
good
get
tackle
forwards. Joe Willock, who's
tackle,
not being at his electric best tonight, tried to beat his man. The challenge came in, it went out off Willock. Now under pressure, Todibo from Joelinton. It's a goal kick. West Ham still winning 1-0, and now we're going to see the numbers board in a few seconds. Fabianski. Standing inside his goal. Forwards he comes, and forwards the ball goes. 3 minutes, the minimum additional period. Out off the head of Bruno. West Ham ball just inside Newcastle's half.
That's 3 minutes.
Emerson with a throw, back to Kilman, plays it to the goalkeeper, stumbled. Not the best ball towards Fabianski, but he dealt with it in the end, and Kilman away from Gordon. Closing down on the near side, Lucas Paquetá to Wan-Bissaka. Oh, that's risky. Joelinton and Isak lurking. West Ham getting away with it, but not looking comfortable, playing it out from the back. Emerson in towards Antonio. Kelly gets the better of him again. Isak, they want handball against Carlos Soler. Bruno's won it. And then a recovery challenge from West Ham, and now Bruno, was it Bruno penalised for catching Carlos Soler?
You know what it is? There's been so much going on between Kelly and Antonio. He's let everything go, and the slightest little tackle here, he blows up. I mean, it's crazy.
Carlos Soler kicks the ball against Bruno, and Bruno's studs seem to just catch him on the top of the boot.
Stupid.
Newcastle 0, West Ham 1. BBC Radio Newcastle. Send us your messages on X at BBC Newcastle. Simon Pride will be here shortly. He'll read some out during half-time. United throw. Livramento to take. Souček claims to have a problem. And the referee is talking to him. And he's all right, magically.
Yeah.
Newcastle go back to Pope. Isak rises, but Kilman, 6'4", Kilman wins the header. Wan-Bissaka volleyed forwards. Livramento watches it. Header inside, but straight to Bowen on his chest. Then the shot from Bowen. Goodness
Good
me.
hit.
Nick Pope made it look like a comfortable save, but it was curling and dipping. And at one point, looked like it might be heading for the top corner. Joelinton onto Hall, couldn't take it in his stride. We are almost at the end of the 3 additional minutes. Joelinton wins it back for Newcastle, far side of the pitch, and just tries to bully his way forwards, wins a throw. Bruno back to Kelly. Pope for Cher. Gordon comes into the centre to try to receive it. Livramento gets it instead from Cher on the touchline. Back to Fabian Cher, referee having a look at his watch. The 3 minutes are up, and there is the half-time whistle. Newcastle trailing by a goal to nil, but in many respects they haven't played badly, and they've definitely been on top. Newcastle with a half-time change. Pope in goal, Livramento, Cher, Kelly, Hall, Longstaff, Bruno, Joelinton, Gordon back on the right, Barnes on the left, Isak at centre forward.
Well, you just hope that he has the same impact as he's had in previous games when coming off the bench. Look, as I said to Bridie when we spoke at half-time, Ray, so we haven't played that badly. The performance has been good. Just need to keep doing what we're doing and hope that something falls for us.
And if the Harvey Barnes impact can be what it was in this fixture last season, Newcastle will be very happy indeed. Second half has started. BBC Radio Newcastle and NUFC TV. Fabian Cher with a sliced clearance. Newcastle black and white stripes against claret and blue shirts, and white shorts and socks of West Ham. Black shorts, black socks for Newcastle. And they are kicking up the hill to the Leazes end, which is to the left as we look. Here's a dangerous West Ham cross that Cher does well to head away. Livramento, now Longstaff, complete the clearance. Isak, that's a good nod towards Joelinton, and Barnes first touch to bring the ball down on the left wing. Joelinton back to Hall. We need an equaliser. Newcastle, they had their chances in the first half, having gone behind. Here's Lloyd Kelly trying to create something at the start of this second half. Emerson header away for West Ham. I'll run through their team in a moment. No changes made by Julien Lopetegui at half-time. Same 11 for the away side. Somerville rolls it up the left wing for Antonio. Kelly's followed him out there. Still Antonio, turns, and the cross deflected behind by Kelly.
Been a good battle, that.
West Ham, Fabianski in goal, Wan-Bissaka, Todibo, Kilman, Emerson. In midfield, Soler, Soucek, Lucas Paquetá, Bowen on the right, Somerville on the left, Antonio up front. On the Newcastle bench, Callum Wilson and Kieran Trippier among the subs, both back after injuries. West Ham corner, it's a short one, and then Emerson fires in the cross, which is onto the chest of Sean Longstaff, who's then played it quickly up the line to Gordon. Now in the West Ham half, 4, 5, 6 defenders back, 7 defenders back. Gordon just outside the box. Look at how quickly they got back. Longstaff wide to Livramento, delivers a flat cross that's stabbed away by Todibo, and Kelly hesitated and Antonio wins it, but Hall makes a block and Newcastle have it back. And Antonio has fouled Hall, and the referee lets them take a quick free kick. Harvey Barnes into the penalty area towards Isak, headed up but not really away. Joelinton nods it to the right side of the box. Gordon, Isak trying to get away, feeds Livramento. His cross, Barnes back into the middle. West Ham still haven't got it clear. Fabian Schär coming onto it, drives it low and it's blocked. And the block takes the ball from the edge of the area into the Newcastle half, and Pope to Kelly, and back again under pressure from Bowen. Nick Pope now on the edge of his penalty area, and he receives it again, this time from Fabian Schär. Now it's settled down, players in their positions. Kelly up to Isak, he's come back to halfway. Joelinton on to Bruno. Lewis Hall's made the forward run, furthest man up the pitch for Newcastle. Hall into the area, and a blocked shot comes to Barnes on the left wing. Barnes twisting and turning, he delivers the cross to the back post, sliced clearance by Emerson, and Joelinton on it here. I feel as though the goal may not be far away. Isak into the box, taking on 2. Isak still with it, and a blocked shot from the 18-yard line comes out to Hall, and now Barnes, pressure relentless. Hall, edge of the area, back wide to Barnes. Low cross, which is cleared from the penalty area, and Bruno to Hall, and back to Kelly. Crowd right behind the players as they chase down this equaliser. Gordon to Longstaff, in the corner, far side. West Ham regain possession, clear it up the line. Newcastle throw, Livramento quickly to Schär. 5 minutes gone in the second half. Longstaff back to Schär. Barnes has pulled out towards the touchline. He's got loads of room. They play it forwards up the right side. West Ham clear, and then Hall on to Barnes. Comes in away from Bowen. Tries to link up with Joelinton. Barnes unable to get anything meaningful on the return.
Yeah, good
pass.
start to the second half. Nice and bright. Plenty of pace about it. Getting plenty of people forward.
Fabianski releases it short to his left-hand side. Emerson up to halfway. Somerville rolls it back to Emerson, who takes it on away from Livramento into the final third. West Ham at the Gallagher end. They lead 1-0. Somerville, good skill. It's a small, tricky player, Somerville, and that was very tidy work. He's on it in the corner, and Livramento tries to make a challenge. Somerville pushes it back, and Lucas Paquetá hangs up a deep cross. Pope comes and punches over the top of players, and the ball is on this near touchline with Wan-Bissaka. And Bowen back to Wan-Bissaka, inside to Carlos Soler. Lucas Paquetá West Ham on the ball, left of midfield to halfway, and Kilman. Newcastle applying the pressure. Soler chests it down, passes it back to goalkeeper Fabianski, and from the edge of the penalty area into the United half, Kelly with the header. Souček on the stretch. Joelinton in on Bowen. Referee says that's a fair challenge. Bruno. Oh, Harvey Barnes has got space, and Isak in the middle. Barnes carries it, edge of the box, looks for Gordon. Defender deflects it away. Gordon keeps it alive. In the penalty area, Anthony Gordon. What can he do? Oh, it's just trickled wide of the post. Gordon cut inside and rolled it left-footed towards the far post, and it has rolled just past that post.
Tell you what, this referee has made some really strange decisions. How that's not a foul on Bowen. It's really weird, you know, because he's given free kicks for little niggly things. That's gone a good way by him as well.
The goal kick from Fabianski onto the head of Joelinton, out on the near side, middle of the West Ham half. Newcastle still 1-0 down. Throw for Aaron Wan-Bissaka, Lucas Paquetá to Jean-Claire Todibo, the Nice defender on loan at West Ham. Souček on, share to Bruno, straight at Lucas Paquetá. This could be trouble. Bowen, right corner of the penalty area. Newcastle getting bodies back. Wan-Bissaka off the post and in. West Ham have doubled their advantage. They've barely threatened all night. And early in the second half, Aaron Wan-Bissaka received the ball in the penalty area. Low shot across Nick Pope and in off the base of the post. And a scoreline that, having watched this match, you can barely believe, but it's Newcastle United 0, West Ham United 2.
Well, Guimaraes gets his pocket pinched yet again. Paquetá's just pinched his pocket, not aware of who's around him. Gets done, plays at the bone. Bissaka makes the run. It's a good finish by the fullback, to be fair.
Very precise shot across Nick Pope and in off the post. Well, they came back from a 2-goal deficit last season in this fixture. It was 3-1 on that occasion. Tonight it's 2-0 West Ham. We're in the 55th minute now. Didn't see this coming. 3 wins in a row before the break. Good performances. And now they're 2-0 down at home against a team that has had a stuttering start to the season. Longstaff in midfield, trying to play it through for Isak, who didn't make the run. Might have gone backwards off a defender, actually. Kelly's header, picked up by Bowen. Jared Bowen's gone for goal, and Pope got plenty behind it to make the stop in the centre of the goal. Out to Longstaff, on to Livramento. In a hurry now, Newcastle. Tino Livramento, 30 yards out, gives it to Gordon on the touchline. Bruno beats Lucas Paquetá. The through ball too strong for Livramento. West Ham are going to make a change at the back. Jean-Claire Todibo is down, and Konstantinos Mavropanos, the Greek international, is about to be introduced. And that's the change that they are making.
For West Ham, coming off number 25, Jean-Claire Todibo, to be replaced by number 15, Konstantinos Mavropanos.
Tonali's coming on by the looks of it.
He's just come back to the bench, Sandro Tonali. Well, they had a good spell before West Ham got their second goal. You said earlier they just need to keep doing what they're doing. In attack, there's plenty there, but no end product, no goal. And they've been done twice.
Yeah, they have been done twice.
Fabianski, goal kick, BBC Radio Newcastle. Header on by Lucas Paquetá, handball against Mikel Antonio, I think, or was it offside? It's handball.
Yeah, they want a free. They want him boot, but he didn't prevent the free kick being taken quickly, did he?
Sean Longstaff coming off. Sandro Tonali.
Number 36, Sean Longstaff. To be replaced by number 8, Sandro Tonali.
Crowd approve of that change. Tonali on. Barnes already on. Wilson warming up. They might need, well, they will need those big players from the bench. Two of them are out there. Cher with a ball for Isak to chase. Fabianski comes to the corner of the box and catches. 58 minutes played. West Ham back to the goalkeeper, playing it short out from the back again. And Mavropanos to Fabianski once more. Kelly header, looking for Barnes, away by Souček. Kelly with another header. West Ham have it back again, straight at Hall. Bowen nips in to pinch it. Antonio in the wide right position, 20 yards out. Couple of turns away from Hall, who manages to hold him up. And then Antonio's cross is deflected away by Bruno. Lucas Paquetá away from Tonali. Carlos Soler, Somerville in the area. Brilliant challenge from Kelly. Danger not over. Hall with a header. And it's come down to Souček. Edge of the box. Blocked this time by Cher. Could be a crucial period of play. West Ham with 3 opportunities to increase their lead. It's still just 2-0. But here's Souček on the turn.
Oh, he had so much more time than he thought.
Straight at Pope from inside the area. It should be 3-0 to West Ham.
Yeah, I mean, 2 great chances there. Thankfully they didn't take them.
Kelly to Hall, Barnes out wide, gets it, Barnes dropped his shoulder, got away. Great play by Barnes, up the left wing, level with the box. Wan-Bissaka alongside him, stabs it out for a throw. Got away brilliantly initially, Barnes, sold the dummy. Gordon's popped up on this left side. Joe Linton's gone to the right wing. I think Gordon's dropped in to a deeper position, more in midfield, as Joe Linton plays it back to Tonali. And Kelly now. Hall on for Barnes, in line with the penalty box. Gordon just inside, gets it, goes back wide to Barnes, then goes on the outside, Anthony Gordon. Barnes for Hall, and again Bruno 5 yards outside the area, space for Cher. The crowd wants him to shoot. Fabian Cher does try, and it's too high.
Open up for him, didn't it?
Thank you for being here at tonight's game at St James's Park. The official
just leaning back
is 52,094.
Half an hour to play, exactly. And West Ham lead 2-0. 1-0 at half-time. Then they got another. Bruno slides in on Wan-Bissaka, the scorer of the second goal. Wilson, Murphy, Almiron warming up. Lucas Paquetá lets the ball run. Tonali close by, makes him play it square to Carlos Soler. Middle part of the West Ham half. Here's Somerville now wide left. Lucas Paquetá with a layoff back to Carlos Soler. Mavropanos on the edge of the penalty area, to the feet of Antonio, laid off to Lucas Paquetá, in behind towards Bowen. Nice first touch. Kelly with a challenge. Referee's given a free kick.
You're joking!
On the edge of the area, and it's a yellow card for Lloyd Kelly.
You know, he's won the ball. There's been more between him and Antonio all night. How? He's won the ball. This referee's been really weird.
Well, that's a decision that you just can't understand. It would have been better if he'd sent him off, because then VAR would have looked at it and could have overturned it because he got the ball.
Yeah, but how many decisions has he given like that tonight?
Yeah. Well, West Ham have finally benefited from one, but the problem for Newcastle is it's a free kick on the edge of the area. Lloyd Kelly's been yellow carded. Kieran Trippier now warming up. 2-0 down. They've got to prevent this going 3-0. And their options are Carlos Soler with the right foot, Emerson with the left. Carlos Soler, saved by Pope, and the rebound hits Cher and fortunately comes to Hall, who clears towards the halfway line. Mavropanos takes a touch and gives it to Lucas Paquetá. Somerville forced back to halfway. 63rd minute on BBC Radio Newcastle. Wan-Bissaka down on his thigh. In for Bowen. Still on this right touchline. Kelly with him. He's dispossessed Bowen. Done very well. Really well, Lloyd Kelly. Gordon up towards Isak. Joelinton was free on the right. Gordon went for the ball through the middle. And it's been intercepted by the West Ham defence. Cher makes a sliding challenge, has come for Somerville on halfway. Joelinton with a foul. Needs to stay away from the referee and from fouls like that. And 4 bookings. Carlos Soler takes the short free kick close to halfway. Somerville's kept the ball under pressure on the far left-hand side. The ball towards Mavropanos got away from him. Barnes couldn't intercept. Now Bowen on halfway tries to get the return pass, gets on the end of it. Lewis Hall sticking with him. Lewis Hall makes the sliding challenge and goal kick. So he mustn't have got a touch, but the pressure was enough for it to go behind. Eddie Howe and Jason Tyndall side by side in the technical area, and still Newcastle have players warming up. Murphy, Almiron, Trippier. Wilson is back on the bench. Livramento carrying it up towards halfway. Joelinton receives it back to goal on the halfway line. Tonali, the through ball for Livramento's run, and Livramento gets there. There's 4 in the middle. Alexander Isak couldn't
climb, could he? Great break as well. Good ball played in. He just couldn't grow an extra couple of inches.
It was over the top of defender Mavropanos, and Isak did get up, but as you say, I know needed to get over it and couldn't. Just a touch too high from Livramento, but it was a nice move. And Newcastle, well, they need more like that, don't they? But West Ham have cut them open. Lucas Paquetá on for Aaron Wan-Bissaka, and the fullback who scored their second goal is at the edge of the area. Cher slides in on Carlos Soler, and Bruno on the ball now up to Tonali. For Gordon, Isak away to the right, Barnes to the left, and Tonali's gone down, but it's not going to be brought back. Gordon's ball went out behind Barnes. It's 2-0 West Ham, 25 minutes of normal time to play. Does he need to go to the bench again, John Anderson?
I think he'd be thinking about it.
West Ham take the throw. Lucas Paquetá caught by Bruno. That might be a yellow card for Bruno. He's run away, which is probably wise.
He hasn't been able to get close to him all night, has he? Paquetá's been brilliant.
Yeah, he moves it well, and he moves well, doesn't he?
Yeah.
He takes the free kick, left-footed, right-hand side, just behind the halfway line. Livramento header forwards. Joelinton makes a challenge. Isak with the defender behind him. Mavropanos nods it down for Lucas Paquetá. Carlos Soler, centre of midfield. Cher intercepts Somerville's ball, looks for Isak. Kilman gets there, wasn't really into space, and it favoured the defender. Jacob Murphy and Callum Wilson are coming on next for Newcastle. It's going to be a double change, at least a double change. But those two, well, Wilson's ready, Murphy's about to take his bib off. Bowen in behind, Pope comes, and he's actually fired the ball at the assistant referee. It's a West Ham throw. It's not what people were expecting. And
no.
This tonight to be 2-0 down. Didn't play badly in the first half. Had chances at the start of the second half, but losing 2-0 to a team that have been struggling. Wan-Bissaka onto Bowen. Bowen away from Hall. It's good skill from Bowen. Antonio now with a low ball into the centre, and Cher out of play. The clearance. Eddie Howe getting frustrated.
Double substitution.
Well, Anthony Gordon is coming off, and Callum Wilson makes his return from injury. His first appearance since coming on as a late sub on the final day of last season at Brentford. Joe Linton replaced by Jacob Murphy. Wilson goes up top. Isak comes to the left. And Barnes trying to work out where he's playing. Isak might be playing just off Wilson, with Barnes on the left. Barnes could even be a central midfielder, or it could be a 4-2-4. We'll let it settle down. I think Barnes has gone into midfield, but Newcastle, we talked about the quality players they have on the bench. They've got 4 of them out there, and they need to help produce another comeback against West Ham, akin to last season. But West Ham look strong, and they've won the ball back through Bowen, about 35 yards out. Lucas Paquetá away from Bruno. He's Bowen rolling around after the challenge. Fabian Cher's won it, and Newcastle on their way up the pitch. Isak off the left wing, Wilson in the middle. Isak clips it across to Murphy, takes a touch. Murphy delivers across towards Wilson, that's punched away by Fabianski. Barnes with a header back out wide to Murphy. That was a quality ball in. Can he do it again? He's passed it to Livramento. Bruno just outside the area. Barnes, and it's run through to Fabianski as the challenge comes in. And an underwhelming end to that attack. 20 minutes of normal time to go. It's a 4-4-2, isn't it? Barnes and Murphy the wide players, Bruno Tonali in the middle. Isak is up front with Wilson.
Yeah. Murphy wide right, Barnes wide left.
Murphy, another cross, too flat. Stopped by Kilman before it could reach Wilson behind him. West Ham lead 2-0 on BBC Radio Newcastle. Given away by the Hammers, and Bruno on the right side of central midfield. That's good. Looking for an option, Barnes or maybe Hall. Comes to Lewis Hall from the pass from Bruno. Hall, cross is blocked. Bowen's header hasn't cleared the area. Isak and Wan-Bissaka are there. Barnes now brings it down on the 18-yard line, scoops it up into the middle. Away by West Ham. And well, it's a 3-on-3, but they played it square, and Newcastle get lots of bodies back, and the ball with Somerville on halfway. Inside to Lucas Paquetá. Wilson gets his first touch since coming back from injury to dispossess Lucas Paquetá on the halfway line. Isak, what's he got here? A ball wide right to Murphy. Now a chance for Murphy to deliver. It's a dangerous cross into the 6-yard box. They're screaming for a penalty. Wilson is adamant, and he's gone after the referee, and the referee is saying wait. Wilson went down in the 6-yard box after Murphy whipped it in. What do you think, John Anderson?
Need to see it again.
It's Mavropanos.
Seen him given.
Well, they were certain that was a foul. Referee is still waiting, hands on hips. I mean, they're both going for the ball in the air, but Mavropanos puts his arms around Wilson. Was he impeded? VAR, Chris Kavanagh says no.
Would have been soft, wouldn't it?
Well, they are desperate for anything. But they're not getting that decision. 73rd minute, still 2-0 down. Kelly back to Pope, under pressure from Antonio. Pope for Bruno, and across the penalty box to Cher. Calm from Bruno. Up the line to Murphy. He's put in 2 great balls since coming on. And just want to see him do more of that.
Bruno's been caught again.
By Emerson this time. Bruno closing down. Oh, gets his boot to the ball, helps them win it back. Tonali sidesteps the challenge, but then loses it to Carlos Soler. Cher slides in, Hall then covering, finds Fabian Cher. It's a little bit manic, but that's it's a good idea, but it's beaten Murphy. Ball dropped.
It's jumpers and playgrounds.
In behind the fullback and out of play.
It's jumpers and playgrounds in a minute.
West Ham are preparing to bring on Danny Ings. 32 now, 1 goal this season. The striker. And Newcastle heading towards the final 15 minutes, needing 2 goals to draw level. They've made 4 substitutions. It's going to be another West Ham change. And they're going on another attack. Antonio left side into the box. Hall heads it. Pope caught it with one hand next to his goal post. And in the end it was good defending. Cushioned header from Hall back to the keeper. Murphy swings it from right side to the left side of the penalty area, but it beats Isak and it's a goal kick. Want to send us a message about the match? WhatsApp 08000 321 333. 08000 321 333. Put BBC at the start.
Substitution for West Ham.
Right, the West Ham change. Emerson, the left back, is going off, and Vladimir Soufal is coming on. But Aaron Wan-Bissaka's gone to left back, maybe up against the threat of Murphy's crosses. And Mikel Antonio replaced by Danny Ings, and that's a straight swap. It's worked hard. Antonio battled with Kelly.
It was a good battle, that, wasn't it? And because they were both at it, the referee didn't know which way to give free kicks, so he just let it go.
Kelly in a challenge in the air with Souček. It's headed on by West Ham. Ings wide right. Cross hits Cher and goes out. 15 minutes of normal time to rescue this Newcastle. 2-0 down. West Ham have scored 17 goals in their last 7 games at St James's Park. They've had a couple of big wins at a 3-0, a 4-2. Got 3 last season, 2 tonight. Cher, header at the edge of the area. Carlos Soler blocked, and when the ball runs away, Nick Pope picks it up. Underarm throw to Lewis Hall. Barnes comes short. Tonali in the centre. Kelly to Cher. Back to Kelly. And on for Barnes, helps it forwards, looking for Isak, away by West Ham. Hall is on it, holds off Bowen and gets Newcastle a throw, looks for an option, throws it back to Kelly, 5 yards in front of the box. Cher takes a touch and goes forwards. Livramento up the line for Murphy. First time cross. It's defended. And now Somerville on the move. Over halfway. For Ings. Bowen on the near side. Gets it just outside the area. Jared Bowen, he wants a goal. It's a shot that is blocked, and Tonali stabs it away from Soler, who was about to pull the trigger, edge of the penalty area. Newcastle 0, West Ham 2 on BBC Radio Newcastle. Lucas Paquetá and Aaron Wan-Bissaka whips it into the box, straight at Pope. Hall wanted it quickly, Pope held on to it and then played it to Hall. Barnes makes the run in behind, it doesn't come. Bruno drifts out to left side of midfield, then comes into the centre, drops it off for Tonali, square to Cher. And Bruno again, next to the centre spot, turns it back over to the near side to Kelly. A return ball to Kelly from Barnes. Tonali takes it forwards. Wilson makes a run to the left side. Kelly across halfway to Cher. West Ham, everybody behind the ball. That's a good pass into the area. Isak takes it under control. Has he won a corner?
Good defending.
Yes. They've given the corner. Isak tried to take it on his chest, and he had Mavropanos at his back. Quickly taken corner. Lewis Hall.
Oh no, he went for the glory, didn't he?
He's tried to lift it and curl it into the top corner, and it's cleared the crossbar.
Yeah, just dink it back post. They'd gone asleep, West Ham, took the corner really quickly. Got it all wrong.
'79th minute. Jason Tindall looks at the bench. Miguel Almiron is up the touchline warming up. Kieran Trippier, Matt Targett, William Osula also on there as outfield players. They can bring on one more. Ings holds off Tonali. Play by Danny Ings, and then combines well with Bowen on the near side. Bowen's low cross finds Ings in space in the area, and Kelly blocks the shot. Soufal. Bowen through the legs of Hall. The return ball to Soufal. Ings got across Kelly, but it hit the defender and is picked up by Pope.
Caused problems, haven't they?
Murphy in a central position, then looks out wide for the pass to Livramento. Isak goes up the line, gets on to Livramento's ball. Only Wilson in the penalty area. And Tonali here with Isak. A return ball to Tonali in the corner. He's won a corner kick. Lewis Hall jogs over to the far side. Be an in-swinger. This will be a good time to get a goal back. 10 minutes to play. Hall's corner kick into the 6-yard box, straight onto the head of a West Ham defender. Barnes, it's behind Tonali, who's now closer to the halfway line than the box. Floats it over towards Hall, headed out by Souček. And Cher takes a throw. Livramento up the right wing. Jacob Murphy gets it back from Isak. Wilson waiting for the delivery. Oh, Mavropanos, it's hit him on the back as he went to head it, and it went up, and Fabianski races out to catch.
Yeah, he got lucky, the big defender. That could have went anywhere.
What odds do you give me, John Anderson, on a Newcastle comeback?
Well, we've seen it done before.
West Ham try and play a nice passing move in midfield, but the ball's gone out. In the left-back position, Newcastle. Kelly leaves the ball for Hall. Bruno comes short and gives Hall the option. Back to Bruno. Tonali to Kelly and Bruno, still in the left corner. Bruno back to Kelly. And they haven't been able to play their way out of this position. Now Kelly with a long ball, looking for Wilson. Backs into the defender. It goes over the top of both of them. Soufal into the box to Fabianski, and the goalkeeper with a couple of touches. Then a ball up the line. Now they're going to make changes, Newcastle. Share over the top, no offside flag. Jacob Murphy, Wilson waits for it. Oh, and the cross
was offside.
Is straight at Fabianski, but the flag's
You
up
shouldn't
anyway.
get too excited when these things happen, you know.
Well,
you've got to wait for the flag.
Well, I was surprised, which is why I said flag stays down.
And then it went up.
Yeah. I mean,
he is
it's
offside
next to the
as well.
assistant referee.
Yeah. Wilson's offside as well.
So it didn't matter that the cross wasn't quite right. West Ham with substitutions about to be made. Kieran Trippier is ready in Newcastle black and white. There's a lot of positivity before kick-off about what this match could be and about what the next few games could be. And it hasn't lived up to its billing. Kieran Trippier coming on, back from injury, and they're going to take off. They're going to do the West Ham changes. Bruno's going off.
Substitution for
Bruno's got a problem. Could be hip, could be thigh, might be a dead leg. And
also coming off for West Ham, number 7, Presidio Somerville, to be replaced by number 39, Andy Irving.
Right, what Newcastle have done is Livramento's come to left back and Trippier's gone to right back.
Hall's gone into midfield.
In the centre with
I'll
Sandro Tonali.
tell you what, there's so many changes here.
How many players are in the positions that they started the match in? Those that are still out there. Kelly, Cher and Pope. Everyone else has been moved around. West Ham 2 changes, Crescencio Somerville off.
Be about 20 minutes of added on time here with all the substitutes.
And Andy Irving, the Scottish midfielder, Edinburgh-born, once of Berwick on loan, has come on for a 5th West Ham appearance. And they've made another change as well. They brought Guido Rodriguez, the Argentinian World Cup winner, on, and he has replaced, it looks like, Carlos Soler. Lloyd Kelly, that's too strong for Barnes. Fabianski can pick it up. 5 minutes to play. If you want to send us a WhatsApp message, put BBC at the start, 08000 321 333. We're with you till 10:30 tonight, and we'll discuss the game with John Anderson. Simon Pride will be back at full time. Kelly tried to head it backwards to Pope, didn't get it right. And then the goalkeeper to Livramento. Up the line to Barnes. Soufal behind him. It's a foul. Kelly to Livramento. Cher. Back to Kelly. A few fans now making their way towards the exits. Kelly, Murphy chasing, edge of the area, West Ham header. Tonali and Wilson are there. It's come out to Barnes on the near side. Soufal sticking right with him. Livramento goes on the outside of Bowen. Hall there as well. Livramento still in possession. He's done well just to get away from one and hold on to it. Now Cher looking for Trippier. Wan-Bissaka's header. Lucas Paquetá with a back heel. Tonali's onto that. That's cheap from West Ham. Can Newcastle profit? They want a corner and they get it. Tonali wins them the corner, which they've taken quickly. Jacob Murphy with the cross that hits a defender and goes behind for another corner. 2-0 down. 87th minute. Will they get one? Here's the corner from Kieran Trippier. West Ham header away from the corner of the 6-yard box. Murphy brings it under control and goes towards Lewis Hall, right of centre. Across it comes to Livramento. Barnes comes to get it from Livramento and has to give it back to Kelly on halfway. West Ham just dropping in, holding their positions. Newcastle trying to find a way through. Hall almost lost it to Bowen. Kelly has played it straight to Ings, and West Ham, without too many bodies forwards, go back. And here's Irving with nice skill, gets it again on the edge of the area and goes back to Soufal and Ings and Soufal and Irving, and into the centre of midfield to Guido Rodriguez, one of their many summer signings. He was a free transfer. Wan-Bissaka, who got the second goal. 87 minutes 30 seconds on the clock. Thomas Souček scored the opening goal in the 10th minute. It's West Ham keep ball and Olays from the away fans. Lucas Paquetá back to Irving, and then Rodriguez. Newcastle just can't get the ball back, John Anderson.
No.
Now Tonali's won it. Wilson is run offside, but Newcastle still on the attack with Sandro Tonali. Right wing, Wilson edge of the area, tries to hold it up, and a defender, in fact it's Lucas Paquetá who gets back, came in and won it, and then wins a free kick.
He's been brilliant, and he's been brilliant tonight.
They'd lost only one of their last 10 against West Ham before tonight, and St James's Park is emptying with 90 seconds of normal time remaining, 2-0 down, and they're going to miss the chance to go up to 6th in the table, and just 2 points they would have been off second place Manchester City. It's a setback unless there is something incredible on the way. Wilson chests it down. Murphy looking for Wilson. It's hit him, and he had big Max Kilman behind him. Couldn't move. West Ham have got possession next to the centre circle. Mavropanos, Soufal wanting it up the line. Here's Irving. Tried to chest it down edge of the box, hit him in the face, and Hall to Tonali. Murphy looking to get away from Rodriguez in midfield. Newcastle lose possession. Bowen spinning around, back to Irving. Given away by Lucas Paquetá to Share. Quick ball, Wilson on the chase, but the goalkeeper's out of his box and gets there first. It's a throw. Isak. Trippier throws it to Tonali on halfway and back to Share. Here's the numbers board. 6 minutes minimum additional time.
Indicated a minimum of 6 minutes added time. That's 6 minutes.
For Livramento. Heads for the goal line. It's out off Bowen. Throw in 15 yards back from the corner flag. Newcastle's left-hand side. Hall back to Kelly. And Lewis Hall couldn't see any space up the line, so comes into the centre of midfield, then back to Lloyd Kelly. Isak's dropped in. Nice feet from Isak. How different things would have been if his offside goal had been onside early on tonight at 0-0. Here's his pass to Murphy. Nice take from Murphy away from Wan-Bissaka. First minute of the 6 has been played. Isak 10 yards outside the area. Threaded through ball for Trippier. Here's the cross. Barnes couldn't get that. It's very good defending.
Oh, brilliant.
Soufal flung himself up into the air and stopped Harvey Barnes heading in at the back post.
Oh, it was a great header. It looked like Barnes was coming onto it.
Quickly taken corner. Barnes in the box. Oh, that's not a good cross. It's found Fabian Schär, who's kept it alive, looking for Wilson, and then Isak. Oh, he sliced it, and it's caught by Fabianski. The Barnes cross got away from everyone, but the defender missed it, and then Schär, who hadn't given up, kept it alive, delivered the ball back in, and Isak, left-footed slice, caught by the keeper. 2-0 West Ham on BBC Radio Newcastle. It's the away fans that we can hear. Trippier, like Callum Wilson, has come back from injury tonight. Looks for Schär. Crossfield ball that Bowen misses. We've played 2 of the minimum 6. Barnes inside away from Bowen again. Now Hall ran into trouble. There was 2 on him. Irving's got it. Tidy play by the sub. Across halfway, inside. And now Souček to Soufal. And Ings to Souček. Soufal back to goalkeeper Fabianski. Wilson tries to close down. Livramento heads forwards. Mavropanos with a header. And Soufal from right back hangs it up towards Ings on halfway. It's brought down by Danny Ings. Lewis Hall dispossesses him. Livramento inside to Trippier. 3 minutes remaining. Newcastle need 2 goals to draw level. Murphy on the right wing, heading towards the corner. Tackled by Lucas Paquetá. The throw Newcastle will take through Murphy. Gets it back from Trippier. Wan-Bissaka out for another throw. Trippier quickly taken back to Schär. Up the line from Trippier. Murphy, deflected cross. Kilman comes to head away. West Ham repelling everything at the moment. 2-0 down Newcastle. Schär for Hall and Kelly. Barnes has got space on the near side. Harvey Barnes, left wing, into Livramento in the box, back to Barnes. Hall looking to return it to Barnes, straight at Souček. And Nick Pope comes out towards the halfway line, left-hand side, to give it to Lloyd Kelly. 2 minutes remaining now. West Ham know that they are close. Tonali. Free kick for Tonali. 35 yards out, right of centre. Tonali's going to take it. Trippier tells Livramento to get into the box. And we have 90 seconds remaining. Sandro Tonali lifts it in. It's a West Ham header, and then it's a West Ham player, Bowen, onto the loose ball. Blocked by Hall, it's a throw. Referee's got to check on Fabian Schär, who might have taken a whack. Kieran Trippier organising things from halfway. Schär's just going to stay forwards. Time is going to beat Newcastle. We're into the final minute of the 6, and it's 2-0 to West Ham.
All the substitutions, nobody knows. All the shapes being lost. It's sort of making these substitutions in hope rather than anything else. And to be fair, West Ham have managed it well since going 2-0 up.
Goal kick taken quickly by Pope and Trippier. 20 seconds of the 6 minutes remain. Can they get one back, Newcastle? Long ball by Trippier. Schär tries to head on. Isak just outside the area, has it under control, gets dispossessed, and then there's
that'll be it, won't it?
Decision. It's gone the way of West Ham. Not quite sure what it is.
It's gone against Isak.
Didn't see an offside flag, but it's going to be a home defeat following on from the win over Arsenal last time, but then the Brighton defeat before that. There's only one loss at St James's in 13 matches, that was Brighton. Now they've lost 2 in 3. And Craig Pawson blows the final whistle. West Ham have come to St James's Park after a shaky start to the season and won, and they've won by 2-0 West Ham.